I was born and raised in Salinas. I come from a family of 6 kids. I was the oldest. There was 3 boys and 3 girls in my family, and I was the oldest. My father's name was Isao, and my mother's name was Masa. I'd just like to say just a little bit of my mother. She was motherless. Her mother died when the last child was born. She had 4 sisters, and there was 4 girls in her family and 2 boys, so 6 kids. And my mother was the oldest. So at the time when she got married, she was taking care of the family, being the oldest. So I think it left a burden on the father to raise the family. But yes, so I always marvel at my mother. She got married at the age of 16. My father was here in the United States. He went back and married her and brought her back to the United States. And she had me when she was 17 years old. So she was a child bride. She was 16, so she didn't know how to cook American food. So the Caucasian neighbor taught her how to cook fried potatoes. Yeah. So she learned a lot, and she became a very, very good cook. She cooked all the Japanese food, so we always had Japanese food for New Year's. My mother got married when she was young, so when I got to be about 12, 13 years old, a lot of people thought that my mother and I were brothers and sisters. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's, when you come to think of it, getting married at 16, so she had all 6 of us by the time she was about 26 or 27. Wow. And here I got married at 29. She didn't speak a single word of English, so I communicated with my mother in Japanese. So I had no problem communicating. Yeah. Though my Japanese wasn't that good, but kind of mixed up English words in there. So I think in time my mother learned English, and she was able to understand us quite well. He was a farmer. He came with his parents. My grandparents were farmers, so then he came over. Then he helped them on the farm, and eventually that was his occupation. He became a farmer. Yeah, when I think about it, he went through a lot of hard times because at the time when he got married in 1924, 25, I guess those years were okay, and then made little money in about 1929, 1930. Then the Depression came. Then he farmed through the Depression years, and he had a pretty hard life, making a living. And then just when he was starting to do well, then the war breaks out. So that stopped everything there. So my father didn't get to enjoy the good years. Salinas Valley is noted for their lettuce. Mm-hmm. So we grew lettuce and harvested in the spring, and then harvested in the late fall. So we had 2 crops of lettuce a year. In Salinas, we had a big Japanese community. We had all the various people from various parts of Japan. So we each group or the ken that they came from had their own community picnic, whether it was Kagoshima, Hiroshima, Yamaguchi, whatever ken that they were from. And then we also had the whole Japanese community picnic where we all got together for one. It usually happened in the springtime. Yeah, it was a very enjoyable event.